Hello, and thank you for joining Citrin Cooperman's COVID-19 Transition Playbook series. During this series, we'll be interviewing different franchisors on their experiences in dealing with the current pandemic. My name is Michael Iannuzzi, and I am the co-chair of Citrin Cooperman's franchise accounting and consulting practice. Today, I'm very excited to be video conferencing in Jerry Flanagan, president and founder of JDog Brands. Jerry, welcome, and thank you so much for participating.
Thanks for having me.
You got it, and it's good to see you. Jerry, before we get into some of the the serious stuff about what's going on in the world, please give us some history about your company, how you started, the brand, and the mission.
Sure. JDog was founded really out of bankruptcy. My wife and I had a few other businesses, and the one business that we had was in 2006 to 2008. It was a swing set, birthday party, kids entertainment business. And when the recession hit, we were one of the unfortunate businesses that just could not survive. Back then, people stopped buying expensive swing sets. They stopped spending $500 on birthday parties. They really held on to their money. And unfortunately, we had to go through a bankruptcy at that time. So in 2010, researching the internet, I found a recession-proof businesses. And it so happened that junk removal was one of them. Mm-hmm. So I owned a Jeep. We bought a trailer. I had my job application out there trying to find work. And I started hauling junk. It was really out of necessity. My two daughters were in middle school. And, when you go through a bankruptcy, your credit gets shot and you're really stuck. You're really desperate. So when we launched the junk removal business in March of 2011, a customer of mine, after about 2 weeks of hauling junk, realized that I said, "Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am." I was clean cut. They said, "You must have been in the military. Thank you for your service." And I said, "Yeah, I served, but it was a long time ago." And they said, "Well, you should market yourself as a veteran." He said that the American people are going to want to use a veteran-owned business. And I thought they were crazy. So I basically said, "You know what? It's a great idea, but, I'm not sure I really want to do it." Came home, talked to Tracy, and we decided to make it a veteran brand. And before you know it, everybody in the community wanted to support us and use us. And that was the beginning of JDog Brands.
And JDog Brands has two concepts at this point, if you want to explain what each one of those are.
Yeah, we started off with junk removal. We grew that from 2011, started nationally franchising it in 2014. Today we have almost 200 active territories around the United States. And we started doing carpet cleaning about a year ago, because we believe that once the American consumer wants to use a JDog service, we might as well add other services. That way we can employ more veterans. The goal for us is to get the unemployment rate for veterans under 1%. And one way to do it is put veterans into a business, and they're going to hire their fellow veterans.
Very nice. Fantastic mission. So being a home service brand that has, franchisees coming into people's homes, what are some of the challenges that you're dealing with right now? And how have the franchisees been impacted, by the current pandemic? And as the states right now are starting to get ready to ramp up, what are you hearing in, multiple states since you're across the country?
Well, the initial impact was really scary. Business almost fell off completely. Yeah. So our franchisees were nervous. We right away got on these coronavirus phone calls for encouragement. We were deemed essential. So we're still allowed to pick up junk because we're part of the waste management business. But initially, everyone was scared. Our franchisees were scared to go into people's homes. A lot of the people we deal with are older people, so they were a little nervous about that. So we took a hit in March in the beginning. But as things started opening up a little bit, I think the business now is actually doing very well. Okay. As far as franchise sales go, we normally bring in, on Discovery Day, we have to bring franchisees in travel. Well, the traveling killed that. So that stopped, basically. So from a sales standpoint, we pretty much froze for the last couple months. But what we've done is we've realized that people are on their computers and scared and want to not go back to work, and they want to do their own business. Our sales franchise leads have been through the roof.
Okay.
Very, very interesting, right? Yeah. In the rough type thing. So we got 12 more teams coming in the next 2 weeks for franchise development sales. And business is booming again. The trash business is back on. People are developing more junk and trash in their homes. So what's happening is they're cleaning.
True. Yeah.
A curbside pickup. So
Okay.
for 20% less, take your junk out to your garage or out to your driveway. No contact service. That's working well as well.
Okay. And with the people that still want, like the older demographic that maybe need them to come into the home, what type of cleaning mechanisms have you put in place? What are the franchisees wearing? How's that process working?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. So if you're a military veteran, you know what mop gear is, right?
Okay.
Mop gear basically is you're full blown covered with a gas mask, gloves, everything. It protects you from biological warfare. So we're used to it, right? We've
Sure,
worn
yeah.
or we've done that. So putting that kind of stuff on it is not hard at all. So and the guys kind of really got into it. They made it really cool. Started getting some camo masks made. In fact,
Let's see what you got.
camo JDog, mask here. So we've kind of taken the the negativity of what we had to do, and we've turned it into a positive, which military veterans seem to do. When we go to people's homes, we're very careful about keeping that distance. We've been able to do virtual estimates on the phone, in your Zoom phone. We've been able to do those type of things. It's been a smooth transition. Most people can stay away 6 to 10 feet when you're in someone's home pointing at junk.
Right.
And as far as cleaning goes, we've been able to our cleaning business. We've been able to offer some of those services to disinfect, and we have all the chemicals in our system already. We've already been prepared for this because we have all the spraying equipment. We offer wipe down doors, wipe down knobs. Doorknobs. We do all those things. Light switches. We added those things into our services.
Very interesting, and yeah, I see all that activity on LinkedIn. So thankfully, things are going well over there. And as I follow and comment as much as possible.
Yeah.
So when all this took place, and you mentioned some of it already, what were some of the things that you were doing with the franchisees to keep them calm, to give them guidance and advice? Because look, people join franchise systems because they're looking to you, as the founder, and that supposedly you have all the answers. And when this all took place, nobody knew what was going on. We were all learning it at the same time. So how are you bringing the whole system together and keeping everybody calm and, walking them through just the normal day-to-day stuff?
Well, we accelerated our communication. We have franchise development managers. We really picked up on that. We've gotten them to be calling our franchisees more frequently, getting involved more on social media. We've tried to create more opportunities for them. We really have taken advantage of this and have driven the franchisees to look at this thing as an opportunity. People are going to be walking around their homes. They're going to be sick of looking at the pianos and
right.
the old basketball courts and the swing sets. And you just got to put that into their mindset so that when they are out on a job or are doing a job, they're taking the extra effort to put the lawn signs out, to do the door hangers, to do the guerrilla marketing things that don't require networking in person. So you just really have to take the things that are in front of you and just accelerate them. So a lot of phone calls. We have weekly phone calls about coronavirus specifically, but we also have our one-on-one calls to our franchisees to really find out what's going on with them and how they're doing.
Have you had to bring in any outside, people or consultants to, help with the transition or to gear with some of this stuff up on cleaning the trucks, or based on the military background, this is just something that's instilled, into everybody's minds?
It's already instilled.
It's already instilled.
Yeah, I mean, our leader on carpet cleaning is Dana Forrester. She's an Air Force veteran. She built bombs.
Yeah. Okay.
But Copley is the junk removal side. He's a combat Marine veteran. So yeah, we've been there, done that, so to speak. So this is not difficult.
Got it. Now, on the you had mentioned on the discovery days bringing people in. When did you mean actually bringing physical people into the location, or is this all Zoom discovery days or Teams discovery days?
We did one virtual at the beginning, a guy from Los Angeles, but the ones that have come in from other states. You're allowed to fly with certain conditions, and we actually have a whole setup where we order takeout food in. We've separated out 6 feet for each team. We've got the face masks with the wipe downs. So these are in person.
These are in person.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we covered some of the planning calls and the techniques. So I want to get into some of the business side of it. So when things were slowing down and revenues were down, on your side and on the customer side, what options did you as a company take, and did the franchisees take? Were you able to obtain, PPP financing, the IDL loans? How did that process work for your side and the system side?
Yeah, so initially, I slashed expenses. I kept everyone payroll and their medical benefits. That was most important to me. But there were some areas where I went in initially and just started cutting. That got our expenses down. We always manage our finances very well. We're always ahead of ourselves, so we always have an emergency fund ourselves. So we were prepared from that standpoint. We filled all the disaster reliefs out and all the forms out. And we did get the loan. We did get the relief loan.
Okay, and that was on your side. And what about the franchisee side? Did any of them need to apply?
Well, we try to get them all to apply, but some of them just
Okay.
didn't want to take on the debt. They didn't understand that it was forgiven. And I think maybe 10 to 15 of them got it, which was great.
Okay.
I wish they all followed our direction, but they're franchisees, right?
Got it. Got it. All right. What are some of the lessons learned right now that maybe will make you pivot business in the future, or if you get ready to roll out another brand, what are you seeing long term in your mind as the vision?
Well, given that everyone's working from home now, I think the confidence in the ability to work from home, I feel better about it today than I did before.
Same here.
I didn't like people working from home, just too distracting, but we've been able to make it work. So I think that having the ability to pivot and send people home with the proper computer systems and the ability to forward phones, and I think we've learned how to do that, and we're ready to do that. So we come back, and God forbid there's another outbreak, we're able to pivot very quickly, and we're really prepared for that psychologically and physically.
So is this something in the future that maybe you'll get an offer to your corporate team, even when everything passes, some days from home, or would you want everybody back in the office?
I like everybody in the office. I think
Yeah.
the energy is better. It's something I wouldn't recommend because let's face it, you're not 100% when you work from home. You just can't be.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. So this would be just a fallback, but I do think that it's good to have. It's a good tool to have in your back pocket, if you do need to.
And what systems internally are you using to have people work from home? Are you using Citrix, Microsoft Teams? Like what are some of the things that you had to roll out to transition that?
Yeah, everyone basically uses Google Hangout right now. We're heavily into the Google system.
Okay.
So we communicate that way frequently. We do have every Friday. I do have we call it a happy hour, so to speak, Zoom call with all their staff to recap the week. It's kind of light, fun, just to see everybody. So we do keep that communication going.
Got it. On the brand side, JDog is all over the place. It's all about the brand. Anytime I come visit, I like driving around in that truck because you get a lot of people, yelling JDog and stuff like that. Besides LinkedIn, what are some of the marketing activities that you've been doing now to continue keeping the brand, as strong as possible?
Well, Facebook's very popular for us.
Okay.
The guys use Instagram, they use Twitter. But we are constantly marketing in the veteran space through GI Jobs and Victory Media, and they're always working our leads. So they're always constantly getting video content out there. One thing we are launching now is JDogTV.com.
Okay.
That link is going to go to our YouTube channel. We're opening up our own podcast here in our office. So we will be doing our own interviews, and we will be doing our own video content for everyone to watch and see. So you'll see that coming soon on LinkedIn. Nice. I'll be announcing that. So
okay.
JDogTV.com is something new and exciting, and we're going to have the guys take crazy videos of hauling junk and hoarder houses and cool finds, and
right.
It'll be very entertaining.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the launch of that. Now, just one other last point on the estimates that you were mentioning that people are using Zoom, and who is running that? Are the franchisees dealing directly with the customers to do the estimates? They are. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, on our website now, if you're a customer, you can take a picture of an item and download it and send it through the website to the franchisee, to that area. This is just taking it to a whole nother level. You can set up a Zoom invite and then walk your computer around on your phone, show us the junk, can kind of give you a ballpark estimate, and then we can come out and haul it away.
Got it. Very nice. So before we wrap up here, any last bits of advice that you want to share to the people that are going to be listening to this?
Yeah, I think that everyone's got to stay positive. You got to look forward to opening up, and you got to look forward to things getting back to as close to normal as possible. If you watch the news all day, which most of us do, 50% of it's doomsday, 50% of it's return. I like to be the guy who drinks the glass half full. So my advice is stay positive, get back to your roots, and you just got to out hustle everybody. You got to work hard.
All right. Very nice. Jerry, thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate it. Really appreciate the insights. And I'm with you on the positivity side. It took me a few weeks to feel that way, but I'm starting to feel a lot better about it, and speaking to people like yourself certainly help out. So thank you again for participating.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.